So it is not every failure that is from your enemy. There are certain failures that is like God withstanding your evil motive, your evil plan. So be warned against human-centered plans or any plan that is like rebellion against God. We come to the end of ambition. Now we go to motive, still under the part 2 of today's Sunday school. Motive. What is motive? A reason for doing something. Well, you have to establish the reason for everything you do. Anything you want to do in life, establish the reason. Get to know the reason behind your action, because God checks for motive. Let us quickly read Proverbs 16:2. God checks for motive. You can't just say you did something for doing sake. No, you have to be sure that your motive is right. Even if you deceive people or deceive yourself, God knows the motive behind your action. Proverbs 16:2. All the ways of man are pure in his eyes, but God weighs the spirit. God weighs the spirit. It checks the motive. Quickly open with me to Jeremiah 17:10. Let us see how God reacts to your reason for doing things, if God knows about it or not. Jeremiah 17:10. If you are there, you can read Jeremiah 17:10, but I quickly read from my end. I, the Lord, search the heart. I test the mind, even every man according to his ways, according to the fruit of his doing. Amen. That is Jeremiah 17:10. God knows why you do all the things you do. Either you like to your pastor, either you like to your family, either you like to the judge that is examining your case, or lie to yourself. God knows the reason behind every action you take. For further understanding of how God sees things, I want you to quickly open with me to 1 Samuel 16 verse 7. 1 Samuel 16 verse 7. 1 Samuel 16 verse 7 says, But the Lord said to Samuel, Do not look at his appearance or at his physical stature, because I have refused him. For the Lord does not see as man sees. For man looks at the outward appearance, but the Lord looks at the heart. From your heart posture, God will know the reason for your ambition. Some people today, they're asking for wealth so that they can oppress their family members and the society at large. And that is why till today, they are still in poverty. Because God knows why they want that money. Nobody will be able to walk in front of their house once they have money. Nobody will be able to breathe. So that is why some people have been denied blessing. God knows the motive behind the actions of men. And that is why the psalmist said, I hope you'll be able to say like the psalmist in Psalm 139 verse 23 to 24. Search me, O God, and know my heart. Try me and know my anxiety, and see if there is any wicked way in me, and lead me in the everlasting way. So to show that you are a child of God, before you embark on anything, search yourself and ask God to search you, like the psalmist said, so that if there is any wicked way or there is any anxiety that is pushing you to do something, God can checkmate you and tell you, my daughter, don't do that. I have not asked you to do that. Amen. So that is about motive. Relating motive to the teaching of today, God looks at those people. He said, oh, okay, you want to build yourselves a city. Okay, ego trip, okay. And you want to build the tower to reach heaven. Oh, you want to come and meet me there in heaven. Great. So their motives were not right. And we will soon see what God did. When motives are wrong and God examines it and ascertains they're wrong, things go bad for such people. We will get to that. But we're going now to the third part of the Sunday school, resources. Third part of the Sunday school, resources. When we talk about resources, it can be a stock or supply of money, material, staff, and other assets. As a matter of fact, time is also a resource. So when we talk about the resources are available around us. You have your time to yourself, so you have to be a good manager of time to be able to make good use of that time resources. You have people around you willing to work for you. That is human resources. And, money, so many things are available for you to use. In today's story, the people decided to make bricks. For them to make bricks, it means that they had within their reach clay with which to make bricks. And the message to you on the resources this morning is that everything you need is available. As it were in the case of Haggai, all you need is for God to open your eyes to see the natural resources around you. God blessed mankind with natural resources. Natural resources are for the use of men within God's given knowledge and ideas. That means you don't use it for evil ambition. You use it for God-driven purpose. They are to be used to the glory of God. The people add materials for making bricks, and they also add material for sealing it. They had mortar, type of asphalt, and mixtures that were available. They had bricks, so they had materials which they could fire up. They had access to fire up the bricks, so that the clay, so that it would become bricks. And they had asphalt, which is a mixture of bitumen, which they could use. It is naturally used for roads, but they decided to use it to plaster the bricks to achieve their evil goal. Because bitumen is for road, they now perverted its use for cementing bricks so that it can be enduring and stand the test of time, and as they keep building, they can continue building without the bricks collapsing until they get to heaven. And God saw them, and he saw their motive. He saw how their ingenuity had become perverted. For every time you misuse the resources of God, God can see you. He knows your intention, and he will put a stumbling block before you. So everything God created has its use. Don't pervert its use, as like these people perverted the use of the asphalt for constructing a tower, because asphalt is a seal and it's often used for surfaces, roofing, not for building structures. That is that. Now, under resources, part B. Resources is the third part of the Sunday school, and the part B of resources is a type of resources. We have natural resources, that is from nature, given to mankind by God. We have man-made resources, the one you create, people created to make their work easier. And we have humans. God created human beings, and when human beings come together, because they have skills and abilities, they can do so many wonders. And that explains why God said it when they were building the tabernacle. God said he has separated a man with skills to Ahithophel to build the tabernacle, because he had endowed him with exceptional skills. God created humans with skills and abilities. So the three types of resources: natural resources, human-made resources. Human resources are not to be abused. They are meant to make your life easier. The things God has provided is to give you things to eat, things to work with. The things you've made yourself is to facilitate, make your work easier. You made the washing machine. It makes your washing easier. You made the gym machines to make your exercising process easier. These are human-made things. And humans around you, they are not to be used. They are not to be abused. They are placed in your life to make your life better. So you don't use people. You use things.